Most people think love bombing is something you recognize in hindsight, looking back at a relationship that ended badly and noticing, only then, that the beginning was too much, too fast, too perfect. That's the common understanding. It's also the least useful one, because by the time hindsight arrives, the pattern has already run its course. The research suggests something more specific. The signature of love bombing isn't visible after the relationship. It's visible in the first 7 days, if you know what you're looking at, and more importantly, if you know what to do with what you're seeing. Here's what's actually happening. When someone showers you with attention early, constant messages, declarations of feeling, plans made fast, language usually reserved for relationships that have had time to earn it, your brain responds the way it responds to any unexpected, intense reward. It produces a dopamine surge, not a gradual one, a spike. This matters because of how the brain evaluates rewards. A reward that arrives suddenly and far ahead of what the situation would normally produce gets flagged as significant. The brain starts predicting more of the same. The first thing to notice is the size of the gap between how long you've known this person and how strongly they're already expressing certainty about you. The second mechanism is premature intimacy. Healthy closeness develops through small disclosures, tested and met with care, gradually building toward larger ones. Love bombing skips that pacing. It offers the feeling of being deeply known, without the time that normally produces it. The brain accepts the feeling and assumes the foundation must already be there. The third mechanism is the one most people miss, because it doesn't feel like a red flag, it feels like relief. Love bombing arrives with an implicit promise. I see you, you don't have to explain yourself. For anyone who has felt unseen before, which is most people, this lands as exactly what they've been missing. The brain responds to it as a signal of safety, and defenses that would normally activate around someone new get bypassed. None of these three things, on their own, mean love bombing is happening. The difference isn't the intensity, it's what you do in the 7 days while it's happening. The first action is delay. Not withdrawal, not suspicion, delay. If someone is moving at a pace that feels unusually fast, the most useful thing you can do is simply not match it. Not match the frequency of messages, not match the speed of declarations, not match the pace of plans. This isn't a test for them, it's information for you. A relationship built on something real can tolerate a slower pace. One built on intensity alone usually can't, and that reaction, or the absence of one, tells you something the words never will. The second action is naming the feeling out loud, even just to yourself. The relief of being finally understood is real, but relief is not evidence. Saying it plainly, this feels like relief, not like trust I've earned through time, keeps the feeling in its place. It doesn't cancel the feeling, it just stops the feeling from making decisions on your behalf. The third action is the hardest, because it goes against what the early dopamine surge is telling you to do. It's maintaining the parts of your life that existed before this person did. The friends you'd normally call, the plans you'd normally make, the time you'd normally spend on things that have nothing to do with them. Love bombing often works partly by occupying space, filling your attention so completely that there's no room left to notice anything else. Keeping that space occupied with other things isn't about protecting yourself from this person. It's about keeping enough of your own perspective intact to actually see what's happening. What all three of these have in common is that they don't require you to be suspicious, cold, or guarded. They require you to do what you'd do in any healthy pace of connection. Go slow. Stay honest with yourself about what you're feeling and why, and keep your life intact. The difference is that in a love bombing dynamic, doing these ordinary things produces an extraordinary amount of information very quickly. If the intensity recalibrates when you slow down, if the person stays warm but adjusts, if the relationship settles into something sustainable, that's data too, and it's the good kind. If the intensity can't survive you doing normal things at a normal pace, that's not a relationship you're protecting by staying. It's a pattern you're prolonging. The uncomfortable part isn't that love bombing happens. It's that it works by activating exactly the systems meant to protect you. The reassuring part is that those same systems, given even a small amount of space and time, are very good at telling you the truth if you let them. Spot this in the first 7 days. Slow down. Stay honest with yourself. Keep your life where it was. You're not being paranoid. You're giving the only systems that were ever going to tell you the truth enough room to actually do their job.